that we here highly resolve these dead shall not have died in vain, that the nation shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
This nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom.
This nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom.
This nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom.
This nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom.
This nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom.
This nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom.
This nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom.
That this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom.
The nation shall have a new birth of freedom.
In times such as these, America has always shown its true character, responding to hate with love, division with unity, and violence with an unwavering resolve for justice.
We've come together today to love on the people that have been devastated by the hurricanes. When love goes into action, it preferences no color of skin, no ethnicity, no religious beliefs, no sexual preferences, and no political persuasions. It just loves. As we should begin to love and value our planet, and anyone who believes that there is no such thing as global warming must be blind or unintelligent. Lord, please save us all.
Afghanistan and Pakistan, the one person who was supposed to lead those efforts in U.S. government not only is now gone, but her entire office was shut down behind her while she was on her way out the door. In terms of what is new here, the president is taking on a newly threatening and belligerent tone toward Pakistan, saying that Pakistan needs to prove that it is committed.
I mean, when the director was asked about the film, why it was so dark, he said it's a mad time to be alive. And there's certainly a sort of end of days feeling about it. There are many people in America who would say, you know, perhaps it's truer there at the moment than anywhere else.
It's scary. You know, it's this new language that's forming. I don't even recognize it. It's also scary to know that climate change is due to human activity, and we continue to ignore it as hurricanes now, and it's hard, especially while promoting this movie, not to feel Mother Nature's rage or wrath.
And it's not just about climate change, though, is it, in America? I mean, it seems to be a time of huge division.
Yeah, it's really polarizing and upsetting. You know, I've heard things and seen things on TV in my own country that devastate me and make me sick. And it's just really confusing.
Do you find President Trump confusing?
I don't find him confusing. I think I know exactly what he is. An impotent howl of rage. You know, it's like a helpless howl to the moon. And it's an assault.
Launch of the Heather Heyer Foundation. All of you will do together to make the world a better, kinder place. Thank you.
Please welcome the Reverend Robert Wright Lee.
My name is Robert Lee IV. I'm a descendant of Robert E. Lee, the Civil War general whose statue was at the center of violence in Charlottesville. We have made my ancestor an idol of white supremacy, racism, and hate. As a pastor, it is my moral duty to speak out against racism, America's original sin. Today, I call on all of us with privilege and power to answer God's call to confront racism and white supremacy head on. Find inspiration in the Black Lives Matter movement, the women who marched in the Women's March in January, and especially Heather Heyer, who died fighting for her beliefs in Charlottesville.
Gone but not forgotten, Baltimore's removal of Confederate monuments this month leaves questions, and the mayor is attempting to answer them. WJZ's live Pat Warren has the latest on this continuing controversy. Pat?
Well, that's right. Monuments like these, as you know, have become lightning rods around the country. While other cities debated, Mayor Catherine Pugh took them down.
There's enough grandstanding, enough speeches being made, get it done.
The takedown of Confederate monuments on Baltimore City property this month drew reaction both bitter and sweet, with some using the remaining pedestals to express distress and others satisfaction over the mayor's undercover of night operation.
We don't go in the library and tear up books and photographs just because we disagree with their view.
Now it's time for a new symbol. It's time for something better to find our inner angels.
Mayor Pugh today says it cost the city less than $20,000 to remove the statues. What to do with them now remains a question.
We've got several issues to address, including where they ultimately will end up. The committee has gotten several inquiries in reference to wanting the statues. I've gotten a call from a lady who wants to buy them.
While the committee deliberates, it will also consider what to do with the remaining pedestals bearing tribute to the Confederacy.
Because that, too, to me, is a part of it. So, yes, we're looking at how the bases are repurposed as well.
There will also be public input as the future of the statues now under tarps is determined. And no official time frame for sorting all of this out has been set. Mary, back to you.
All right, Pat, thank you. The Baltimore Office of Promotion and the Arts is now collecting ideas online. For more information, follow the link on our website at cbsbaltimore.com.